Hello and welcome to another workshop where we talk about contribution. Today we will take a look on how you can start contributing, what you need to do with your setup to get it working, what and where to put your files, how to fork, and how to pull request what you have committed in your forks. So let's begin. So let's begin with the installation. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure you have cloned and installed the project. You can see how to do it by following this link. Okay, good. Now let's see the folder. Let's get back to in the folder where my project is installed. So it's my project's ScandiPWA base. Very cool. Let's see. Yes, I'm in the correct place. So from here, we all remember our command dcf, which we had in alias 4. So alias grep dcf. Let's see. Well, as you might see, it did us the docker compose -f. Yeah, this command. So instead of frontend now, we might want to run the docker compose.core.yaml. Well, the core always stands for contribution. So when we see the core, this means this is specifically made to run for contribution. But before we do it, we need to make sure that we have cloned our theme into specific and correct place. Well, we need to make sure that we go to we need to create folder, make directory, src local modules, and this folder will allow us to put there our composer packages and then locally connect to those composer packages and switch like an alias, so switch back and forth from the local to the original composer package. And if it's switched on the local, then you will create an alias and you will be working, and Magento will think you're working in a legit package. So we have created the core, we have created the local modules. Now it's time to clone the first thing, most important. It's the ScandiPWA base theme. So we remember that we have forked. Maybe we haven't, so let's go to ScandiPWA base theme, and here we click on fork, and from here we need to choose a user. So I'm forking for Alfreds Jenkins. Well, I've done it. Now I need to clone it, and I need to go here, go to my src local modules, and I need to write git clone and paste in the URL I copied. So now we'll create the Alfreds Jenkins base theme. So my forks base theme under the local modules. Let's see if it did. Yes, it did. So we created a base theme under our local modules. And now we can get back to our Docker, and now we can run the core YAML command. But before we do it again, we need to execute the normal setup. So dc up -d. So dc up -d dash remove. Let's skip orphans. So just dc up -d. We're running it. Now it should recreate all my setup, and when it will be up, we will be looking when it's up using up logs, or we can even don't wait. We can skip waiting for up logs. So despite application starting, here you can see that it's starting. No, it does not. Well, I need to force recreate. If you see this error, then you need to force recreate. So dc up -d dash force recreate. So, force recreate like this. So now I'm force recreating this. Hopefully now the network will be connected and I will be able to successfully start my containers. And while I'm doing this, I can split. No, it will be hard to see, so let's not split. Let's wait until it starts. Amazing. So it seems like it is started. Let's see the app logs Now it should go as planned. Yeah, it starts. So now we can execute. So in app bash, we get inside of the container, we go to local modules directory, and from here we go to base theme, and now here we need to run npm CI. So we are installing the dependencies. So let's wait until these dependencies are installed, and then we could go back and rerun our setup with the -f docker compose.core YAML. And we will also take a look on this board what is inside of this docker compose.core YAML, so you will understand why we're including it. So the modules are installed. Let's exit out and let's run the dc command, but now let's append -f docker compose core YAML, and here let's remove the force recreate, it's not needed. Now we can up -d, and let's take a look on what's inside of the core YAML while we're doing this. So I'll open up my theme, I'll open a new folder, new window, and let's see the ScandiPWA base core Docker Compose core contents. So inside of the Docker Compose core, we can see the very similar structure to the frontend. Let's see the outline. So the services is frontend and Nginx. And if you remember from the previous sessions, inside of our Docker frontend, we had absolutely the same stuff. So the frontend and Nginx. Well, the main thing is, the biggest difference is this part, the command. In Docker Compose Frontend, we are running PM2Watch. In Docker Compose Core, we are simply running the dev server watch. Well, there is a small typo here. This is a bug. It will be fixed as soon as possible. But we are currently running. We have this command is currently running. So we are running the dev server core. The server core is different from the PM2Watch, which is running here by just it doesn't map the vendor folders. You can see that in frontend we are mapping the vendor folder inside and also our folder, but with Docker Compose Core we are only mapping the base theme. So why is that? Well, the fallback mechanism, which fallbacks back to vendor, is not needed when you are contributing because every file in a theme is present, so you don't need a fallback plugin. Well, I hope this is clear, and now you understand why you could want the Docker Compose.core YAML. And you must never use Docker Compose Core YAML and frontend YAML together, so you either use one or either use another one. Hope this is clear. Now, let's see the front logs and see if the core has compiled. Well, we can see that core has been compiled successfully. Now let's see the ScandiPWA local. Looks like it's working. And let's see then what can we do about it. We need to open the src local modules base theme now using the VS Code. And now when it's opened, we can try changing something. As you may see here, now we have every component. So let's try, for example, going for header style and immediately changing the header color to a different color like red. Let's just see what will happen. Will it compile? Yes, as you might see, it is compiled. So now we can contribute, and now we can make changes in the theme. And then when we are ready, let's try it out. Let's, for example, try to contribute the red color of a header. Yeah, now have this change. I'm checking, I'm on 2xdev. This is not so good idea, so I'm checking out to 2.x stable. Let's check out to 2.x stable. Well, it asks me to test changes, so let's test changes. And then let's check out to the 2.x stable, because your feature branches must be made from a stable branch. So now I'm popping out the stash. Very good. I have my color back to red. Now I can check out to the new branch. and this new branch should be named whatever. This is my feature branch 1, and this is my feature branch 1 where I add this stage, the change, and I write the comment. I changed the header color to red. Cool. And now I push it. Yes, upstream branch. I'm publishing it to my origin. And let's see. I should now get the feature branch 1. And if I compare it and pull request, then I'm able to pull request this branch from my Alfreds Jenkins base theme, feature branch 1, to ScandiPWA base theme 2.xdev. And this is what I'm doing. And I'm saying that changed header color to red. And I'm pressing create pull request. And if I'm creating a pull request, then you might see that my changes will appear in the ScandiPWA base under the pull requests, and here will be my changed color to red. And then the reviewer will take a look at it and either close it or open it. So I'll close this because I am the maintainer, so I'll close it and write this was a part of a video. Closing. Now I close the pull request, so it's closed, and now I can delete the branch from Alfreds Jenkins because I am the owner of Alfreds Jenkins, and you will be able to delete this branch for yourself. I won't do it, so I want to keep this branch. I hope to develop this red color header to something better, so I can skip deleting branch. Now, this is how you contribute the base theme. But now, how do I contribute the backend modules? Well, a good question, my friend. So let's imagine I want to contribute the change in the catalog GraphQL, for example. Or let's take something relevant. Let's take a store GraphQL. Well, I want to contribute store GraphQL. What is my action sequence? Well, the first thing I do when I want to contribute anything, I open up the fork window and select to whom to fork to. So I'm forking this under Alfreds Jenkins, and now what will happen is that I will clone this repository into my local modules folder, and I'm doing this now. So let's git clone this into src local modules, store GraphQL. Let's take store GraphQL. Done. So now I'm cloning it into my local modules. Very good. Let's open the project. Let's open the project up using the PHP Storm, so it will be a little bit easier to navigate in. But for now, while PHP Storm is opening up, let's do following. Let's open up here and let's see what is the latest version of store GraphQL. And you can see it's 102. Well, if it's 102, then we need to take one higher. And we have to think, do we want, so let's take one higher. Let's assume it will be one patch higher, so 1.0.3. Very good. And let's also verify that our current setup doesn't have which version our current setup is running. So let's take a look. We are entering in the container in app bash again. We are writing composer info, and now the name of store GraphQL composer package. So let's open up the composer of store GraphQL and see it's ScandiPWA store GraphQL. Very good. So let's see the composer info of this package, and boom, it's version 1.0.2. So if our local system thinks that 1.0.2 is latest version, and we checked, and this is the latest release. So what we can do now is we can write the composer repository, composer config repo dot. Now we need to name our repository. Let's call it store. Now we should specify a type of our repository. That's a path. And now we should name the path to it. It's the local modules / store GraphQL. If we do this, now if we take a look on our composer .json, we'll see that it has now the store, which a store repository, which is a local mapping to a local module store GraphQL. And now we should make sure that the store GraphQL in our local system is installed as a higher version higher version than what we currently have. So remember, we checked that currently we have 102, and we need to make sure that it's 103 now. So let's open up using our favorite editor. And here, let's go to local module store GraphQL, open up the composer and specify a version. So the version of this will be 1.0.3. But note guys, you should not commit the composer JSON change. The version should not be committed. Very good. So if we are not committing this version, now what we can do is we can write composer update, and now we can say ScandiPWA store GraphQL. And now it should look through its repositories. It won't find anything better than 1.2 in the GitHub, so in the remote repository, and it will start looking into our local repositories where it will find a version 1.0.3. So we'll try to update, and it will update, and then it will symlink our SRC local modules store GraphQL with the vendor folder, and it will place it under the ScandiPWA / and your name. And this is declared in Composer, so don't worry about it. It's just a normal mechanism. So let's wait until the Composer synchronizes the repository information, and right when it's done, we should see a notice that the package has been symlinked. Well, we can see that something has happened, and we can see that it removed the old version, this store GraphQL 1.2, and it replaced it with 1.0.3 from local module store GraphQL. Isn't this a success? So what it really means now is that in your vendor, you will have a ScandiPWA folder where the store GraphQL is marked as a symlink. If I zoom in now, you can see that this is a symlink. And if it is a symlink, then any change I do in my local modules folder should immediately reflect in Magento. So let's take a look. Let's add here a different comment. Let's say, hello, test. Cool, so we are adding some change. And then it should immediately be resembled in our store GraphQL here. Store GraphQL here. Cool. So here in store GraphQL, we should see the difference in the model resolver, and boom, it's hello test again. So this shows that we are indeed symlinking the repository. So now when we are ready and we believe that our change is relevant, yes, what we do is we exit from the container, we go to our store GraphQL folder with our package. Notice we have some changes done here. So what we will be doing is we will get checkout to our feature branch. So let's call this checkout -b feature branch 1. And from here we will git add the SRC. We'll take a look. Now we have a staged SRC model resolver comment. So let's git commit it. Git commit -m added useless comment. Let's git push it. Git push origin to, and how we call this, feature branch 1. So let's push this. Now let's open up our fork, and you might see that boom, again it asks us, would you like to compare and pull request? I'm pressing compare and pull request, and as you may see again, I'm pull requesting into store GraphQL, And this is how it works. Well, I won't open this pull request because why should I? We have already seen how this flow happens. But this is the general idea behind how you can locally symlink and install some package for the contribution. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it was very interesting and information-full video for you, and see you in the next video. Bye.